everybody, this video is on the full moon in Cancer that happens on the 22nd of December 2018. It happens at 5:48 in the afternoon, that's based on UK time. And it's a full moon at 0 degrees, which is kind of impressive. Now, the full moon happens every month. It's when the sun and the moon, they oppose each other by 180 degrees. And the moon is fully illuminated. It reaches its completion point and it goes, oh, I can relax. I'm done. I've done my job for the month and I can let go of all of this energy. So it's in Cancer. It showers us with Cancer energy, which is really positive because Cancer is a water sign. It's the water sign that's most focused on family, loyalty, and if you celebrate Christmas or the holidays, a lot of people are going to be going home to see loved ones or to see people that who you only see once a year. So having this Cancer nurturing, loving energy on your side here is really nice because it will highlight reunions and seeing people who you love. It's really going to allow people to tap into their feelings, to be open to that and to give you big hugs and to say, welcome home, we've missed you so much and it's so nice to have you here, and to invite people into your home and to have this sense of connection with other people. So in the astrology, you can see the chart. It's split up into 12 houses and each house has 30 degrees in it. So when something is on the cusp at 1 degree or 29 degrees, it kind of becomes heightened and even stronger. But when something is at 0 degrees, you get the quintessential nature of that energy. So the moon rules Cancer. So first of all, the moon is at its most powerful in the sign that it rules. So this is going to be one hell of a full moon. But also it's at 0 degrees, so we get that quintessential nature of the moon, the goddess, the mother, nurturing other people, family life, taking care of other people, putting other people first before yourself, making sure that everyone's happy and taken care of. Cancer enables you to connect spiritually, so with your spiritual family, your ancestors, deceased loved ones, your higher self, your higher power. It also allows you to care for other people. It allows you to be very creative and to tap into your own emotions and to express them. And it's very forgiving, it's very loving, and it's very nurturing. The sun that illuminates this moon is at 0 degrees in Capricorn. So there's a really strong backbone to this full moon, which is, yes, I love people and I'm taking care of people, but the sun in Capricorn says work. If you want to achieve something, work. So a lot of people are going to be making sure that this is the best Christmas ever, because they're going to be putting in a lot of elbow grease to make the tree wonderful and to make the turkey the best turkey there's ever been. So if you're someone who is cooking for the entire family, realize that you're going to be taking this super seriously anyway and that you're going to be working yourself to the bone. So just take a breath and relax. If perfectionism, people joke about perfectionism, like, my bad, you know, like at interviews, what's your worst quality? I'm a perfectionist, ha ha ha. Perfectionism is really crippling. If you have to make everything right, it's a nightmare because nothing on planet Earth is ever perfect. We're on planet non-perfect. So if you try and get everything right and just so, you're really kind of setting yourself up for a fall because nothing is ever going to be perfect. So just allow yourself to nurture other people, to enjoy the holidays, and make it about the connection you have with other people rather than working on making sure that all the, you know, Christmas decorations are in the right place and at the right angle and the right color, and that the tree is perfect and the presents are wrapped and all of that stuff. Now, the moon forms several connections, aspects with other planets. So first of all, it creates a sextile with Uranus, which is at 28 degrees. 2 and 8 is 10. That reduces to 1 in numerology. And it's in Aries. So 1 in numerology is the same as Aries in astrology. It's about, let's go, let's take action. So this Cancer energy comes with, I want to take care of, rather than I want to be taken care of. I want to make everything look perfect, and I want to connect, rather than I want to allow myself to be presented with something. So the people who are in control of the situation, just try and let go of control a little bit. And if you're not in control, you go and visit family, then really resist the urge to interfere and intervene, because that's just going to cause friction and problems. The moon squares the midheaven in Pisces, also at 28 degrees, which is another one. So I want to be the most giving and generous person here. So it's not a competition. So don't overdo it on the presents. This is a really hard time, I think, for divorced couples who have children, and especially when the children catch on that they can manipulate the parents and say, well, Dad got me this and you only got me this. There is the potential to want to one-up each other in terms of, you see, I've given a car and all you did was give a crummy little iPad. Don't get involved in any of that. It's about really the feeling that's going to be remembered. Think about what you got last Christmas. I bet you have no idea what you got. So this is it's 2 days before or 3 days before Christmas, but the energy of this full moon is going to last for a couple of days. The moon is going to be in Cancer for at least 2 days after this. So make sure that it's a time of feeling and connecting, rather than getting into competition mode and one-upping each other and saying, me first and I do the best Christmas and you do a rubbishy Christmas. Ridiculous. Now there's a Sesky square with the full moon in Cancer to Black Moon Lilith at 15 degrees in Aquarius. And Black Moon Lilith is going to say, this is your opportunity to really show how amazing you are and what a fabulous party you can throw. And that's the ego trying to sabotage you and putting you into perfectionist mode and saying, I've got to have the biggest, best party ever, and I've got to present the biggest and best presents. Otherwise, I'm going to feel like I failed. It's not your job to make everyone happy, even though it's going to feel like it is. Remember, they say this in the 12-step programs a lot, you're powerless over people, places, and things. So what people will remember is not what you say, but how you said it. So if you come across here this Christmas as, I'm not going to compete, I'm not going to worry about what other people are giving the kids or what people are receiving. What I'm going to focus on is making sure that the people who come to my house, or the people who I visit at Christmas, or whatever holiday, or even if you don't celebrate and you get together, I'm going to make sure that I express and I make sure that the people I'm with know that I love them. And if you're by yourself this Christmas, be kind to yourself and get yourself something and show yourself how much you love yourself, and look in the mirror and say, thank you for taking such good care of me. I love you. Thank you for getting up every morning. And I know this sounds silly and some of you are going to be switching off now saying this guy is such a fool, but it's really, really important that we are nice to ourselves first and foremost. And the ads you always see on television during the holidays, charities of people who are out in the cold at Christmas, who are alone, who are in the most dire conditions. And if you're one of those people, don't make it worse by blaming yourself for being in that situation. No self-criticism during this full moon, please. So if you are alone and you feel like you've messed everything up, you've ruined all your relationships because you're such a terrible person, otherwise you wouldn't be alone, stop it. Some of us are alone. I remember I was very melodramatic one year. I was alone at Christmas in Amsterdam and I was watching Babe. They always put Babe on at Christmas wherever I go. And that's the one film that makes me cry, when the pig gets all the sheep into the pen. I don't know why, but that always makes me cry. It's because the underdog achieves something, and I relate to that so much. So I was alone, I was watching Babe, and it was snowing outside, and I was all alone, and I was crying, and I was weeping, and I was like, oh, poor me, and I did. I poured myself lots of drinks, because poor me, all alone at Christmas. And that's not what this is about. This is about being nice to yourself, and if you are alone at Christmas, it's fine. It's fine. Be nice to yourself. Don't think about what ought to be. Accept what is, and make it as good for yourself as possible. Yeah, I remember another Christmas I was alone in Manchester, and I walked through the center of Manchester, and it was completely abandoned on the 25th. Everyone was at home, and I walked the streets all by myself, very melodramatic again. I'm a bit of a drama queen at times, and I thought, look at all these people with their families. And the reality was that I have a family of my own. I could have gone home if I wanted to. I chose to be alone at Christmas in Manchester that year. Not that, you see, and what I did just now was, again, putting the blame on myself. So that's the energy of this full moon. Don't blame yourself. Don't do that. Bad, bad, bad. Don't scold yourself. Accept what is and celebrate yourself, especially if you're by yourself. Now, the final sesqui square it forms is with Venus at 14 degrees in Scorpio. So Venus in Scorpio is also very controlling. It's very much things ought to be this way. But instead of saying things ought to be a certain way, look at the way things are, accept them, bring them to the light, and say, this is where you're at in life, and accept it, and either say, this is the perfect Christmas ever, and I have total freedom because I've achieved the perfect Christmas, or this is the worst Christmas I've ever had. Accept that and find freedom in it, and say, next year I'm going to make plans to have a different experience. But don't blame yourself, and don't judge it, and don't try and control it. Just let go of control. Say, this is the way it is, and I have freedom to take care of myself and to take care of other people. And if I am lonely, why not go volunteer at the Salvation Army and spend time with people there? Or if you're in the 12-step programs, why not go to a meeting and share your feelings? So there are much more productive ways of handling this energy than feeling sorry for yourself and throwing a pity party for yourself. And what I'm saying, the reason this is coming up is because there's a potential with the astrology the way it is to go down that rabbit hole and to lose yourself in it. Any other connections? So obviously it opposes the sun. I've mentioned that. Nope. That's it. So no perfectionism, please. Remember that you are important as well. Try and put yourself first and take care of yourself first before you take care of other people. Don't get involved in the whole competition and one-upping things, and just let go of control. Allow yourself to be nurturing, to love yourself, and the most important thing is to really get the point across that I love myself, I love you, it's nice to be with you, I'm here because I want to spend time and because I genuinely love you, and I want to share that during this full moon period. So don't, if you go to if you're invited to a family Christmas and you despise everybody. I mean, in every family, you know, you get the one uncle who at the Christmas lunch then says, you know, something outrageous and terrible. If you go in with that negative attitude of, I have to go to this Christmas thing, the in-laws, I really hate all of them, then don't bother going. It's much better to appear as rude and to say, I'm not going to this, than putting yourself through that torture of, I love you so much, but you know, inside it's like, oh, this woman, I just despise her. So don't do that to yourself, because that's a form of not taking care of yourself properly. Because you're putting yourself in a situation where you know you're going to just be overwhelmed with negative feelings and resentment and all of that. And do yourself a favor and just say, no, I'm not going. And if that causes a rift between you and your partner, whose family that is, then deal with that and say, well, listen, it's my Christmas too, and I have to put myself first sometimes, and I have to take care of myself. And for example, these people that are your family, I'm very sorry, but we're fundamentally incompatible, and I'm not going to put myself through that this year. That's the way to use this energy in the most constructive and positive way, because it's about nurturing, loving, and caring. It's not about faking it, and you're going to have a really hard time being inauthentic, because water, especially Cancer, really allows the feelings to flow. So if you hate Aunt Mary and you have a couple of sherries too many, you're going to be like, Aunt Mary, you're a bitch. And that's going to cause an uproar, and that's going to make everyone unhappy, and it's just going to be a mess. So don't do that to yourself. Be nice to yourself. So that's what I get for this full moon in Cancer. Have a wonderful time. If you would like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website, which has had a major transformation. It's been redesigned by the wonderful Erin, who helps me with my emails, and she's created this whole beautiful new website. So check it out. It's gregoryscott.com. To order your reading, book your reading on the front page, or head over to the services offered tab. Click on the readings tab to order your reading there. There are lots of different options. Have a look at that. If you like my videos, please hit the subscribe button on this channel and share the video on your socials, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, wherever you're active. Have a lovely time, and I'll speak to you for the daily tarot readings here on the channel, the weekly horoscopes for all signs of the zodiac, the monthlies for your sign of the zodiac, your sun sign, and I've done yearly horoscopes for 2019 as well, so check those out. There's a lot of information available on my channel, so whatever you need, I've made a video about it at this point, I think. Except Jupiter in Sagittarius. I need to make that video. Someone remind me. I really need to make it. I don't know why. It's the best Jupiter ever, so I need to make a video on that. Have a wonderful full moon, and I'll speak to you soon.